Hello everybody, Inter back again with another video, and today's video, guys, is going to be about my opinion about who do I believe will be Rafael Nadal's biggest challenger in French Open. Yeah, I know French Open is just 2 months away, but I'm looking forward to French Open, even though that it is not just around the corner. The clay court season has not even started, but I already am looking forward to this. I think this French Open will be a huge one. Rafael Nadal is going for his 13th title. Rafael Nadal is going for his 100 match win, because we all know that Rafa has won 93 matches at French Open and only lost 2. Nobody comes close to that kind of achievement. Yeah, I know Federer has won over 100 matches in Wimbledon. I believe Federer has won 101 matches in total in Wimbledon and lost 13. All in all, during his career. And Novak Djokovic, I believe he has won 75 matches in Australian Open and lost 8 matches in Australian Open. So Novak is 75-8 in Australian Open, and Federer is 101-13 in Wimbledon. But both Novak and Federer, they have much more defeats in their best Grand Slams than what Rafa has. Rafa is 93-2. That is just insane. 93-2 during his career, and he's going for his 100th victory 2 months from now, because we all know if we count right, if Rafa wins 7 matches in French Open 2 months from now, then he will get to that unbelievably 100th victory. So Rafa will go for his 100th victory in that French Open final. Oh my God, I just can't wait. I just can't wait already. All respect to Federer and Novak's achievements, what they have done in Wimbledon, Federer, and what Djokovic has done in Australian Open, but what Rafa has done in French Open is just insane. It is just ridiculous. And who do I believe will be Rafa's biggest challenger in French Open? Because, guys, let's face it, it is only 2 players who can challenge Rafael Nadal in French Open. Forget all the others. Forget Medvedev. Forget Tsitsipas. Forget Zverev. Forget Rublev. Forget everybody. It is only about 2 players. And you all know who those 2 players are. Of course, it is Novak Djokovic and Dominic Thiem. It is these 2 players who has the ability, who has the confidence, who has the skills, who has the cardio, who has the fitness, who has the shot tolerance, who can take Rafael Nadal down. But who of these 2 players is the most dangerous one for Rafael Nadal? In my opinion, it is still Novak Djokovic. Even though that Djokovic has not played the French Open final in 4 years now, since 2016 when he won his only French Open title. It is still Novak Djokovic we are talking about. It is still Novak Djokovic, the 7-time Grand Slam champion. It is still the Novak Djokovic who has defeated Rafael Nadal in all the slams. Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. Nobody of the other players has done that. What I can remember, we have only a couple of players who have defeated Rafael Nadal in 2 different Grand Slams. Federer is one of them. He has defeated Rafa in Wimbledon and Australian Open. Murray is one of them who has defeated Rafa in US Open and Australian Open. And David Ferrer is the other one who has defeated Rafael Nadal in US Open and Australian Open. Nobody of the other players, correct me if I'm wrong, who has defeated Rafael Nadal 2 times in 2 different slams. And some of you can say that Müller has defeated Rafael Nadal 2 times. I'm speaking now about different slams, all right? Müller, I know, has defeated Rafael Nadal 2 times in slams, and both of those times has been in Wimbledon. I'm speaking of in 2 different slams. Djokovic has defeated Rafa in all the 4 slams. In all the 4. That is murderously impressive. So the big challenge for Djokovic will be to get himself to that French Open final. That will be the big challenge, because if he gets himself there, where he has not been there in 4 years' time now, since 2016, he will give Rafael Nadal a hell of a fight. I can guarantee you that, guys. Do you think that Nadal wants to face Djokovic or Thiem in that final? In that French Open final? Who do you think it will be? I know the answer already now, without even talking to Rafael Nadal. Of course, he wants to face Dominic Thiem because Rafa loves to face these one-handed single backhands. He just pushed the ball to their one-handed single backhand, and we all know that Thiem's backhand is not furious. It is good. It is okay, but it is a weakness, especially on clay, where Rafa will push him with those big with those big topspin loopy balls and just push him on to the corners. And Thiem is not the greatest player to hit high loopy balls with his backhand. Thiem isn't that player. Tsitsipas isn't that player. Federer isn't that player. It is not any coincidence why Rafael Nadal and Dominic Thiem have faced each other on French Open 4 times. It is 12-1 in sets to Rafael Nadal. 12-1. Thiem has only taken 1 set from Rafael Nadal, and it was last year in French Open, in that final. Only 1 set. The same for Federer. It is not any coincidence why Federer is 6-love against Rafael Nadal. Love 6 against Rafael Nadal in French Open. Love 6. Federer has not even taken Rafa to a 5 sets battle in French Open. It is not any coincidence whatsoever to have a one single-handed backhand and to face Rafael Nadal on clay, especially in French Open. It is more or less hopeless situation. You will not beat him. You will not beat him. I have done a video about this last year, and I said that the third player who will defeat Rafael Nadal in French Open will be Dominic Thiem. That was wrong. That was wrong. I take that back. The third player who will defeat Rafael Nadal in French Open, it will be Djokovic. You need to have a good, steady, strong, double-headed backhand to take Rafael Nadal down over 5 sets in French Open. Yeah, Dominic has defeated Rafa on clay 4 times outside French Open, but it is a total different story of taking Rafa in 3 sets on clay and in 5 sets on clay. We all know that. I don't even need to go to details about this. So, the big challenge for Djokovic will be to take himself to that final. Because he has lost a couple of quarterfinals now and semifinals in French Open. A quarterfinal against Cecchinato in 2018. Last year in semifinals against Dominic Thiem. In 2017 against Dominic Thiem in the quarterfinals, I believe, as well. Djokovic lost, if I'm not mistaken. 2017, Djokovic lost to Dominic Thiem in quarterfinals, I believe, in French Open. 2017. Djokovic, and 2018 to Cecchinato, and 2019 to Thiem again, Djokovic. So Djokovic needs to get himself to that French Open final, and if he does that, Rafael Nadal will not have an easy time. Absolutely not. I can guarantee you that, guys, because Rafael Nadal fears. Who do you think Rafa fears the most player in the planet? Who? Dominic Thiem, Federer, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, Zverev? No, for God's sakes, he fears Djokovic, no matter surface. And the last time they faced each other on clay in French Open, I mean, it was in 2015, and we all know what Djokovic did to Rafa Nadal. Straight sets, bloody impressive. And some of you can say, but Rafa was not healthy. I don't buy that kind of things. You know me, guys. I don't buy that kind of things. If Rafa was hurt, why did he win his 4 matches in straight sets in that 2015 French Open campaign? Why did he win them in all his straight sets? Djokovic, he takes it to Rafa Nadal. The head-to-head in French Open is 6-1 to Rafa Nadal, but Djokovic is the player who has pushed Rafa Nadal the most. We all know what kind of battle they had in 2013 French Open semi-final. A murderous battle, which Djokovic was just inches of winning. So, Rafa Nadal's biggest challenger in French Open will not be Dominic Thiem. It will be Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic has the game style. Novak Djokovic has the belief. Novak Djokovic is Rafa Nadal's biggest challenger, not only in French Open, but in all surfaces. And when Rafa will lose his 3rd ever match in French Open, it will be on the hands of Djokovic, not on the hands of Dominic Thiem. But the big challenge for Djokovic will be to take himself to that French Open final first. And if he gets there, because I know that Rafa will be in that French Open final. I am not doubting Rafa whatsoever. He will be in that French Open final. The question will be, who will he face? That will be the question. If Djokovic gets himself to that French Open final, I definitely believe that Djokovic has the ability, the power, the belief, the skills to give Rafael Nadal his third ever defeat in French Open. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye-bye.